renting was for losers. All the institutional messages from prime ministers, but also from housing and finances responsibles, were to buy a house is the best investment you can do. To rent is like if you throw the money away. So that's why more than 80% of the population has a mortgage right now. Obviously, there were also aggressive advertisement campaigns from the banks, and these facts allow that the economic growth of Spain in the last 20 years was based on property speculation until 2006, when the Spanish property market began to crash. As an example, during all the growth period, more houses were built in Spain than in Germany, France, and Italy together. So, of course, this did not result in a better accessibility. On the contrary, the prices did not stop rising, making Spain one of the countries in which access to housing was most expensive. Today, Spain has more than 6 million of people unemployed, 3 million of empty houses, and just in 2012, 30,000 evictions of, how can I say? I mean, not a vacancy place, but their house where they live. So this kind of evictions, okay? So the platform was born 4 years ago in Barcelona with the intention to give a citizen response to address this situation of those who were unable to pay their mortgages. And as a consequence, they were condemned to face a legal process that ends in eviction. Additionally, the Spanish mortgage law is made in a way that after the people is evicted from their homes, they still have to pay a huge debt to the bank. Usually, it's the less steps we are talking, it's maybe 100,000 euros. So we take actions in many different fields to promote legal changes that respond to the affected people's needs. And in a broader framework, we are proposing solutions to fulfill the right to housing for all the citizenships. The platform is a political citizens movement that is articulated or organized in more than 130 local platforms in Spain, which people directly affected and also supporters are organized together to fight this problem. Maybe, I don't know, 30 or 40 people in each platform. We are a very dynamic movement, so we are changing all the time, but we have a basic structure. We have, of course, different groups, for example, the coordination group where we decide political strategies, or we talk about our main actions, how we can organize big things. Then there's meeting actions with, well, first of all, our meetings all of them are open, everyone can come. And we expect that the affected people can participate in all of these groups. And in fact, 4 years after we started, this is happening now, which we think it's a real success. So the coordination group, we have another group with to prepare actions and accompaniment actions. You know, when people has to go to negotiate to the banks, we organize these collective actions to not let the people go alone to the bank. I think this is really important. The affected people meetings, these meetings are always on Friday. They last for three hours, and these meetings are one of the key issues of the platform. We always define these meetings as a meeting place of mutual support in which any person will be able to help and be helped. So not just to ask for help, but to help each other. Most of the people that comes to these meetings for the first time are frightened, uninformed, depressed, with a great sense of guilt. This is very important. Ashamed, and they very often don't know what to do or how. The meetings are a place in those in danger of eviction could experience that one, their problem is not individual but collective, and that the causes of the problem are structural. It's not their guilt, and as a result they shouldn't feel guilty and ashamed, and that collective action can transform reality and make possible what seems impossible. So it's important that these people has a space a moment to to explain the situation on the group meetings, ask questions and doubts in a way that they can lose fear and gain security and experience the solidarity of the people, both affected and unaffected. To lose the shame and the fear is the best way to begin to deal with the situation they are experiencing, and start organizing collective actions with political content. Without these moments and these meetings, no other actions could be organized. None of our campaigns would have been so effective. Our campaigns, basically four. First of all, the most well-known, well, at least in Spain, here maybe it's not well-known, it's the Stop Evictions campaign. It started in 2010. We were waiting for almost more than a year. The people was very, very ashamed. They didn't want to tell that they have an eviction. We knew that the problem was happening, but nobody came to our meetings to say, hey, I'm going to be evicted. But this man called Luis, he was an unemployed of 50 years old with a kid of 9 years old living with him. He came to our meeting and told us, hey, I have an eviction, but first, or before the eviction, I want to burn my house because I don't want the bank take my house like this. And we thought, okay, we have a problem here, but maybe it's better not to burn it, but to do something that you can stay there. And we try to speak with everyone. This is another important thing that we do always. We try all the alternatives before we have to put our bodies there. We talk with the banks, we talk with the local authorities or public authorities of everywhere, social services. The thing is that it's unbelievable, but mostly lots of time are the social services who are calling to our phone telling us, hey, we have here a man that, or a woman that he is going to be evicted and we can't do anything. Could you help them? So social services are calling us. Well, yeah, it's important for us, but it's like kind of scary that social services can do anything for the people. So we talk to everyone, and if nothing is working, then we go there. We go there with our t-shirts, like this.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a Stop Evictions. Stop Evictions. We put our t-shirts on and we go there. We speak with the neighbors. We speak with the neighbors to have their support. We call all the media because we want it to be public and be very well known everywhere. We ask always to do a pacific action. And of course there are different people carrying different tasks. Some of them are talking with the police. Some of them are talking with the media, with the neighbors. Some of them are inside the house with the family. So we try to keep everything very planned. And well, since then we have stopped more than 600 evictions. That was very important because it showed to the people that we can win something. Short-term victories were basic for us because the people need to know that something can happen, that someone can help them, and these kind of victories were really, really, really important. I wanted to tell at the end, but I'm going to tell it now that on a recent survey, more than the 80% of the people was, they agree with our proposals, and it was really impressive because almost the 90% of the people that answer these questions say that they trust more in the platform than in the government. If they have, it's crazy, but it's true. Okay, just another campaign, not four but two, because I think it's interesting. It's called Obra Social, which means social action, because there are some kind of banks in Spain called cajas de ahorros, which is similar to banks, but the difference is that they have to put some part of their benefits into social social things, like they are doing museums or some kind of this. So we changed the sense of the name, and we started a campaign named Social Action, because we wanted to reclaim a real social action. And it consists in, we occupied these buildings that are empty for 3-4 years, and they are from the banks. So it started when a family was evicted and they didn't have a place to go, and then we re-entered in his apartment, and that was the first time that we did as a platform something like this. Of course, that was happening all the time, but it was kind of different because the platform was there to support them. And after that, we start occupying these big buildings where maybe 10, 20 families are living there. And now, of course, it's important to say that we do these kind of actions in a public way with all the media. Another important thing to say is that we always try to negotiate with the bank. We always say, we don't want to stay here just no paying or just squatting. We want to stay here paying a rent, but of course we are going to pay a rent that it's according to our income. Usually it's 20-30% of the income of the family if they have any income. If they don't have anything, so they just don't pay. And from the first day we start paying to the bank, and also from the first day we involve the local administration in order to them to be in the middle of the negotiation between the bank and the building. So now we have 8 buildings in Catalonia, and the first one that started on 2011, it's going to be, we're going to have a real long-term solution, because the bank has agreed to leave these families there after maybe 2 years of fighting. It's the eviction of this man that he worked in a bar for almost all his life. Of course, he was nothing to do with politics, but now he's a great activist. He's in all meetings, in all actions. His name is Matias, and it's the man at the end of the video saying thank you, and without your support, nothing of this can happen. It's really nice.
En resistencia pacífica, podem agafar les braços sobre la terra, però està clar que pacíficament, per la forma contundent, per nosaltres no serà
Yeah. He's calling to the judge, and he's saying, okay, it was an eviction, but now what do we have to do? There's a lot of people they are discussing if they are going to make the eviction or not. The judge wanted to proceed, but the pressure of the neighbors and the common sense stopped the eviction of Matias. This is what happens nowadays with us. Mati, he's saying that today it's me, but tomorrow can be any other, so we have to fight together. Yeah, for us it's very moving that this man is now such involved in the movement.